Hello, my name is Joon Kim. I'm the program director for the post-baccalaureate programs at the Keck Graduate Institute. Thanks for joining me today. Today, I'm talking about time management. It's something that all students at one point in their life have had someone talk to them about time management. And the running joke is that, yeah, time management is important, I'll get to it, but right now I just don't have time for it. However, this is a concept and a skill that actually, as someone who's been in education throughout my career, I've worked with elementary, middle school, high school, undergrad, and currently with graduate students, that time management is indeed an important skill that has tremendous impact on the educational and, quite honestly, life success. Time management is the ability to prioritize and to execute tasks in a timely manner that allows one to maximize their most precious resource, which is our time. We cannot get time back, and we know this. We know this intellectually. But again, I want to make a distinction here between knowledge and skill. So time management, I think many of us, if not all of us, understand on an intellectual level the importance of time management. We recognize that time is finite, that there's 24 hours in a day. We recognize it is mutually exclusive in that if we are in California, we cannot be in another state or location at the same time. Therefore, we have to devote ourselves completely to the time and space that we're limited to. So if you're in school, you're a student, you're in chemistry class, you're focusing on chemistry. I mean, I suppose one could argue, well, I'm physically in my chemistry class, but I'm kind of looking at my notes from my biology class. But for the purposes of this illustration, time management is really the allocation of your schedule. And that's something that I think a lot of students do not take into consideration, is that schedule is more than just when do you have class. I think many of us, when we transition from high school to undergraduate college, we recognize that, wow, you know, we can go to class whenever we want because we get to choose the classes. But this is where a lot of great self-awareness is absolutely important. Are you a morning person? Are you an evening person? And again, that you really need to know yourself well so you can set yourself up for success. So time management, you know, I cannot tell you how often and throughout my career that students were able to achieve success almost 90%, if I could even put a numerical value on it, because of their time management and their diligence. The fable that the story that I think of is the tortoise and the hare. Time management is the equalizer. It's what allowed the tortoise to beat the hare. So if you're someone who's struggling with time management, one of the first things I would challenge you to do is to make a schedule. I know it seems so restrictive. Oh my gosh, I'm going to write down when I'm going to go to class. I'm going to write down when I sleep, when I eat, when I go to the bathroom, when I work out. It seems so rigid and it offers you no freedom. But that's actually quite the contrary. When you have a schedule, guess what? You're able to do everything you want to, because why? You've scheduled it into your time. So if you want to go work out, guess what? You put it in your schedule. Now you have created time for you to do exactly that. It's when we go off our sort of whimsical, at the moment feelings of, you know, I feel like working out. Can you imagine? I mean, someone who has a very distinct fitness goal, they're going to go off of just, you know, when they feel like working out, they're going to go. Of course not. No one would agree that that is the, you know, an optimal way to go about it. Of course, you want to schedule it, whether it's the morning or the evenings. So time management, don't scoff. It's obviously it's change. Change is difficult. We are reluctant to change. But what happens if you knew that these changes would start to snowball and aggregate and lead to a pretty significant change that you are very interested in making happen? So thanks for joining me. I'm glad you made the time to check out this video. There will be other videos to view and implement into your own education and life. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.